Good day and happy Sunday to everybody. From the Gospel according to St. Matthew chapter 26, from verses 14 to chapter 27 to verse from verse 1 to 66. We are seeing some drama. Some of the things we are going to see in that long passage that we are going to read today is that one, Jesus predicted his death, and the betrayal of Judas Iscariot did not come to him like a dream. He saw it, he knew it would happen, and he was ready for it. Secondly, Jesus predicted that his disciples will abandon him. In fact, Peter that boasted that he would stand by him, he told him that before the cock crows 3 times, before the cock crows, Peter would have denied him 3 times. Then Jesus was taken and tried at the courtyard of the high priest, who planned against him and plotted because he called himself Son of God. Jesus did not deny himself. He knows who he is. He stood by his identity. He will not, because of suffering, deny who he is. Then they took Jesus before Pontius Pilate. When the authorities of the Jews had already planned that he must die, but they didn't have the power of death. They had to take him to Pontius Pilate in the court and to be tried by Pontius Pilate. And then Pontius Pilate saw that he was innocent. He washed his hands of his death. The authorities demanded that he must be crucified at all costs. Now, Pontius saw that he was innocent. He gave them, go and do whatever you want to do with him. They preferred Barabbas, a bandit, to Jesus, and exclaimed, "Let his blood be upon us and our children." That is the extent of human wickedness. Human beings can be so wicked and villain that they can go to any extent to destroy whoever they want to destroy, even when they know that the person has not committed any offense, that he must just die. Because they see him, even his presence was giving them headache. And that says, let his blood be upon us and our children. And Jesus remained resolute. And before Pilate, he said, yes, he was the king of the Jews. He will not deny his kingship. He is the one that had been predicted that he will be the one to take over the kingdom of David, whose kingdom will be everlasting. Then Jesus will not deny his kingship. He's a king. And for all this, they say he must die. And he went through his passion with courage and resolution. He knew who he is. And he climbed the cross and was crucified between the two bandits. And everyone was mocking him. The soldiers mocked him. They divided the clothes. They put on him a purple robe. They put stones on him. And they were playing the games of the games of kings. And they didn't know what they were doing. That they were just fulfilling prophecies. That yes, this is a king. Eventually, when he died and gave up his ghost, the earthquake everywhere, they said, wow. The soldiers and the captain said, this is truly the Son of God. That's it. Jesus, in humility, climbed the cross and he exhibited who he is. Without opening his mouth, without rebelling, actions and everything they did were fulfilling prophecies that you have killed your king and savior. Now, there's some women remain with him. They stood and even at the grave. These are disciples who did not run away for any reason. They stayed by him. And when he was buried, and Joseph and Arimathea that gave the grave, even his enemies were still afraid of his corpse. Were afraid. And they asked Pilate that should be give soldiers so that at least they will defend the corpse from rising. But we shall see what happens if the soldiers had the power to keep the corpse of the Lord from rising. That's it. That is the message of redemption. Savior of the world came and gave his life to redeem us. He was stripped, he was whipped, he was killed, and he died in humanity, he rose in divinity. That is the message of salvation. Believe it and be saved. Even if you refuse to believe, like his enemies refuse to believe, and his enemies are still doubting and fighting tooth and nail that he is not God. But what can you do about it? He is God. He said it before Pilate, he said it before the Sanhedrin, that this is